everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Sharon and this is a channel that is dedicated to all things related to narcissism. One of the most important, if not the most important decisions you will ever make in your entire life is who you marry. The person you marry is going to affect every single aspect of not only your life, but your children's lives as well. Now that's all well and good and probably obvious to a lot of people, but what happens if you're listening to me right now and you didn't do that? What happens if, like me, you married a narcissist? Now what? In today's video, I'm going to tell you 3 things that you need to know if you are in the process of divorcing a narcissist, if you're daydreaming about divorcing a narcissist. Wherever you are, if you want to divorce a narcissist, I am imploring you to please consider what I'm saying. I sometimes say that divorcing a narcissist is like having surgery without anesthesia. And that's not a pleasant way to look at things, but it's a realistic way to look at things. If you go into this with your head on right, eyes wide open, you will have an easier time than if you go into it like I did, like Joe did, terrified, barely breathing, just desperate for it to be over. If you strategize, and I'm not saying manipulate, if you strategize, if you understand what's happening and you're making from the get-go the best decisions for yourself or your children, I promise you, you will feel a lot better at the end of the day when you're finally divorced. Going through a divorce is extremely difficult for anybody, but when you're with a narcissist, this takes it up another level. Being prepared is your best friend. So let's talk a little bit about 3 things that you should do if you're going to be divorcing a narcissist. The first thing is understand narcissism. I think the first rule of war is know your enemy. When you're divorcing a narcissist, you have an enemy. They certainly look at you that way. Understanding what, not who you're dealing with is pivotal for you to make the right decisions. Narcissists play games. And when you understand narcissism, a benefit we have when we understand narcissism is that we can predict the types of things they're going to do. Narcissists are very predictable, and that's extremely beneficial if you're in a divorce with one. But learn about narcissism, understand what they do, understand what gaslighting is, understand that they're going to lie, there's going to be delays. A narcissist doesn't have a problem lying to the court. They don't have morals. So understand what they're thinking, what they're going to do, and stay with that. Don't let yourself get swayed. Don't let the narcissist talk you into something. Don't let the narcissist love bomb you. Learn these terms. What's love bombing? What is gaslighting? What does this even mean? Understand the type of things that a narcissist will do. They are going into it with their mind set and focused on destroying you. But if they can get away with it, a narcissist will tell you anything that you want to hear to make their life easier. So understand narcissism. If you have cancer, even if you have a good day, you have cancer and you need to fight it full force. If you're with a narcissist, understand this person is a narcissist. They are your enemy. And I know this seems very black and white and unemotional. I understand that it's not as easy as that. I'm just telling you from the beginning, from someone who went through this, know your enemy. Understand that they will do anything. They don't care. There will be delays. They will lie. They'll try to hurt your kids. Anything. If you know this ahead of time, your life is going to be so much easier. When you're divorcing a narcissist, you are very likely at your weakest. I feel sometimes it's like someone punched me in the face, hit me over the head with a brick, and I'm laying down on the ground. I can barely breathe, and then all of a sudden I have to get up and run 5 miles. That's kind of how it is, but it's not forever. Take it one day at a time. Let yourself rest sometime, but don't let yourself forget. Remember, not who you're dealing with, what you're dealing with. The second thing to understand, and this seems very obvious, but we'll talk about this, get the best attorney possible. Now, of course, right? Anybody who's going to hire an attorney is going to want the best attorney possible. But what does that mean? When you're dealing with a narcissist, You need somebody who understands narcissism, who understands manipulation, who understands what is going on, what is really going on. You need a lawyer who's going to fight for you and understand the enemy. When I got my attorney, and this is a problem that a lot of people have, so this is how I should have remedied this. A problem a lot of people have, especially if you're a woman, not always, but a lot of the time, you're with a narcissist, and the narcissist takes all the control of the money. My ex put us, I didn't know anything about it, but he put us in $100,000 worth of debt. When you're tied with a narcissist, this goes back to making sure you marry well. Everything they do affects you. So you might be left like I was, completely destitute. I had $3,500. That was all I had. And that was more than I had. That was money to pay my mortgage. I gave it to an attorney because I needed an attorney. You can't get a divorce without an attorney. But what I should have done was not just hire the first attorney I met. I was so afraid, you guys. It was horrible. When I think back to how terrified it was, I didn't know what I was going to do. I was panic stricken. Somebody told me about this attorney. I met her and hired her there. I never should have done that. And so many of you told me while I was making videos, while I was going through the divorce, fire that attorney, get a new attorney. And I heard you. I heard everybody. I agreed with you. The problem was that I didn't have any money. I couldn't. That was the mistake I made. You guys, it was crucial. It affected me terribly financially. What I got out of the divorce was the bare minimum. My ex, and it's not even the bare minimum. This can be another video, but I had to end up paying him money. I mean, it wasn't a good situation. I can tell you more about that later, but the point for now is that hiring the best attorney is absolutely crucially important. And the way you can do that is, and maybe you're like me, you didn't have a lot of money. What are you going to do? Go into this like a lioness. That's how you have to look at it. Look at your prey. You're looking at your attorney like you're a lioness. You must get the best one. You must interview attorneys. Now, I understand if you're like me, the thought of doing that would have been so overwhelming at the time because it was all I could do to meet the first attorney. But you're going to war. There's going to be an end, and you don't want to be the one that loses. Gather strength how you can. Try to get a support network. And I know these things aren't easy. Watch narcissism videos, learn what you can. There's other people out there that you can connect to that understand, that want to be with you, that want to help you. Force yourself. Interview attorneys. When you interview an attorney, almost always, not always, but for the most part, when you first meet with an attorney, the first meeting is free. The consultation is free. So you could meet with several attorneys. Don't hire somebody until you really understand who this attorney is, what they're going to do for you, what they understand about narcissism. They're representing you in the battle of your life. Imagine, you have some terrible illness and you need surgery. You're going to want the best surgeon, right? You're not going to just want whoever. Oh, you graduated last week. All right, that's cool. That's good. No. Imagine your child needs a life-changing surgery. Who are you going to hire? At that point, even though you're stressed out, you're going to be able to find the best attorney for your child. Find the best for yourself. Think of yourself. You're probably, if you're like me, never thought about yourself. When you're with a narcissist, the narcissist takes over. I lost myself in that marriage. Many of you probably did too. Find the strength to get the best attorney possible. Don't pay an attorney until you feel confident. It's going to take time. It might take time. You don't want to do it. I get it. I do. But you do not want to be on the other side full of regrets like me. Make sure you have the best attorney. In my case, my ex had all the money in the world. His family is multi-millionaire rich. They hired an attorney, and this attorney went after me. And it was like I had a toddler to defend me. Make sure you have better than that. Despite the odds, at least have something in your favor. At least don't go into it like a little, baby bird and you can just be kicked aside. Have the best attorney possible. Third thing I'm going to say. Now there are more, and I can talk about this later. If you want me to make more videos on this, please tell me. These are the 3 that I thought were most important that you know from the beginning. Try and be as no or low contact as possible with the narcissist. Narcissists are manipulators. For both Joe and I'm telling you now, going no contact with our exes was the most healing, beneficial thing that we did. If they're in your life at all, and my ex has come back a few times to deal with him with some financial issues, and it wasn't good. Joe and I would get in fights. We would just feel like the evil. They're no good. There's nothing good about a narcissist, even if you have kids with them. Now, I understand if you have kids with them, you might have to have some contact. That's why I said low contact. There are apps that you can use to communicate with the narcissist. Certainly do not talk about the divorce with the narcissist, because they're going to want to manipulate you. You are like, think about, here's the Serengeti, and you're just a little, baby deer, and the big lion's coming to attack you. Don't be that way. They know what they're doing. They're skilled at manipulation. They're skilled at lying. They look at you, and never let this leave, no matter what they say. It doesn't matter what they say. They are your enemy. They want to hurt you. They might sweet talk you. This is why when I go back to the beginning, the first thing, right? Make sure you understand narcissism. As low contact as possible is only to your benefit. It is, of all things about narcissism, it is the best advice I can give you. The narcissist is a cancer. They must be cut out completely. If you have any little narcissism cells around you, it will flare up and it will be back. Try and have no contact if possible, low contact. There doesn't need to, no, I understand there are exceptions to this. So I'm just saying, in an ideal situation. And Joe and I do have kids with narcissists, and we were able to do this even when my son was a minor. We were able to do this. Let the lawyer go through. Let the lawyer discuss anything with the narcissist. Stay out of it. If you can, do not try to have a civil relationship with them. Don't think, well, for the kids, we can do this, or, it's all right to do this one time. You're with a narcissist. Remember, eyes wide open. Understand what you're dealing with. Remember, not who you're dealing with, what you're dealing with. If you do these things, it will be easier. And I hope that you're not going to be like me on the other side, wishing you had done this or that. It's a horrible way to live. Now, I'm trying to let that go. I'm trying to live my life, and I want to live my life. And in many ways, I'm desperate to live my life. I say that to Joe all the time. I was like, I just want to live a life like everybody else. I want to have the things anybody wants. But we both went through hell to get to the other side. So it's going to hurt. It's not going to be fun. It's going to be painful. It's going to probably be the worst thing that you've ever dealt with. But on the other side, you're going to have victory. You're going to be free. It's not that you get to start over. Not that you have to start over. You get to start over. You get to live your life again. You get to do things the way that you wish you had done it before. Joe and I are starting over midlife, and I do not recommend that. However, I do if what you were dealing with was a narcissist. If your life was hell, it would be better to do things right the first time, right? But that doesn't mean that your life is over. And even though it's hard, it doesn't mean that you can't do it. You can do it. Of course you can do it. This isn't, I think, the best way to always think about it, but I do this sometimes. When I get depressed or down, I try to think about, there's 2 people I know who passed away from cancer in the last few years, and I think about those 2. And I think, no matter how bad I feel today, no matter what's going on in my life, no matter how scared I am, they would trade with me in a second, in a heartbeat. They would love to have the opportunity. People start over all the time. There's no reason that you can't do it. There's no reason I can't do it or Joe can't do it. A positive attitude in getting through this, you're going to be a new person on the other side. So understand, it's going to be painful. It is. It's going to suck. I don't want to tell you, oh, it won't be that bad, right? Remember, surgery without anesthesia. But you can get through it. And when you're through it, you're going to be so happy that you did things the right way. Don't let the narcissist control the divorce like they controlled everything else. You can be whatever you want in life. God is going to bless you. Leaving a narcissist even if the narcissist left you, starting over, living a life free of narcissism, it's like rainbows and unicorns, you guys. Yeah, there's bad days, but you can breathe free. There's not that heavy weight on your chest all the time. The fear will go away. So those are the 3 things. I hope these help. If anybody's going through this, I feel for you. I pray for you. I pray for you guys all the time on this channel. I'm with you. I hear you. It's going to be okay. It is. But you got to get through this first. So thank you for watching this video. I will hopefully be back within a couple of days, and we will talk further about this. I hope everybody has a wonderful day, and God bless you.